So hello and welcome. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use JavaScript in Adobe Animate to determine whether the number is going to be odd or even. And we are going to generate the random number and then we are going to see. I will very quickly show you that I already created this kind of project and I made this as a tutorial, and I can leave this in the description, where I have a very simple roulette game, and I don't have this functional all. I only created this button and this button. So basically I am in here generating random number between 0 and 36, and if I am going to click 1 to 18, I will click this. And if the number right now is 5 and my budget is going to increase because I won, then I can try this one more time. Now it's 24, which is not between 1 to 18, and I lose. And then the next button is even or add, and we are not going to work in this tutorial with this roulette, but I'm going to show you how you can generate a random number and then determine whether it was even or add. So I will go in here to the empty Adobe Animate project. This is HTML5 canvas and this is 1000 by 1000. And basically I will go to the code. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose action. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit with Control and mouse wheel. Now I'm going to create some kind of variable. So I'm going to type let number 1, for example, and I'm going to set this to be 15, for example. And now, if I want, I can go ahead and type console.log, and I'm going to console log this number. So I'm going to copy this and paste it in here, like so. And I'm going to hit Control Enter, and I'm going to hit F12, or you can right click and choose Inspect. And in the console, I'm going to see that number. And now what I can do is I'm going to create one more variable. So I'm going to type let remain number, for example, and I'm going to set this remain number to be equal, and in the parentheses I am going to type this number 1, like so, and then this percentages sign, and then number 2. And then what I am going to do is I am going to console.log this remain number. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to hit Control Enter. And right now if I hit F12, I'm going to have 15 and I'm going to have 1. And basically what is happening is that this number 1, this percentage, and number 2 means that this is going to try to divide this number by 2, but it can't divide the 15 by 2, it can only divide 14, and it is going to give us the rest number, which is going to be 1. If this doesn't make sense, I will try to expand a few more times. So if I'm going to make this number to be 18, for example, this means that it is going to be able to divide it by 2, and we are not going to have any rest. So this is going to right now give me number 0. Okay, but if I'm going to put this, for example, to be 21, it is going to be able to divide only 20 by number 2, which is going to be 10, and then we are going to have the rest, which is going to be 1. And this is going to happen to all of the odds number. So if I'm going to hit Control Enter and I will hit F12, this is going to be 1. I will try to explain this maybe a little bit better. So now I am going to, instead of 2, go with number 5. And if I'm going to put a number which is going to be dividable but by number 5, for example 20, this is going to put me 0 because it will divide 20 by 5 and there is not going to be any rest number. So if I hit F12, this is going to be 0. But if I'm going to put this, for example, as 22, this means that it is going to be able to divide only 20 by 5 and we are going to have a rest of the 2. Okay, and I hope that this makes sense, but I will very quickly show you a few more times. So if this is going to be 24, then the number that we are going to be consoling is going to be 4, and so on. And we can do the same thing with any number. So for example, I can go with 7, and in here I am going to put 17, and this basically means that it will be like 14 divided by 7, which is like 2, and we are going to have 3 numbers left, like 15, 16, 17. So this is going to give us number 3. So I hope that this makes sense. And now what I'm going to do is I will put this back to number 2. And yeah, so every time that I'm going to have like number which is going to be 10, 12, 14, this is going to make the remaining number to be 0, and every time that I'm going to have like 11, 13, 15 and so on, it is going to make this number to be 1. And now what I can do is I can create very simple if-else statement. So I'm going to type if, and if this remain number, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this. So if this remain number is going to be equal, and I'm going to use the double equal sign, you can also use triple, but you cannot use 1 because 1 is assigning, 2 is like the comparing. So I'm going to say if remain number is going to be equal to 0, then I want to, and I will just console.log that it is even, and I can type that you win, for example. And then I can type else, and I can do it like so. Or what I can do is I can type else if. This will just put some more specification, and I can type else if this remain number is going to be 1. Then what I want to console is console.log, and I would like to console.log that it is odd and you lose. And I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, F12, and yeah, because we have the number to be 15, the remainder is going to be 1, and then it is going to be odd. And of course that if I'm going to change this to, for example, 22, which is like even number, this is going to say me that it's 22, it's 0, and it is even, so you win. And now I will just very simply generate the random number. So I'm going to type let random number, and I already created a tutorial about this random number, which is like 20 minutes, and I'm explaining it in very detail. So right now I'm not going to explain that in the detail, and I'm very simply type math.floor, then in the parentheses math.random, and parentheses, and yeah. And in here I'm going to type multiplied by, I don't know, 21. And basically, as I said, I'm not going to explain this in the detail. I am going to put a link in the description for this. But this, when I have it like so, math.floor, and in the parentheses math.random multiplied by 22, this means that this is going to generate me a random number between 0 and 20. Okay, and if I'm going to make this to be plus 1, this means that it is going to generate me a random number between 1 and 21. So you can have this between 0 and 20, or plus 1 between between 1 and 21. And now what I'm going to do is instead of the number in here, what we have, I'm going to put a random number. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in here like so. And then I'm going to console.log I'm also going to console.log the random number. So in here I'm going to type console.log, and we are going to console log random number like so. And right now what I can do is I can comment out double slash this one, and I can comment out this one. So when you comment out something, it means like it's like if you delete it. So this code right now doesn't do anything. And now I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and I am going to hit F12, and the random number was number 2, which is going to give me 0 as a remain number. So it is even, you win. And I'm going to refresh this. Right now we have generated number 4, and it is going to put a 0, so it's even, you win. And if I refresh this one more time, now it is going to generate me 17, which is going to have this as a 1, and it is odd, you lose. So yeah, basically this is it. And you can put this to some kind of buttons and so on. But I just wanted to make this like short tutorial. And I don't know, maybe I will continue with this roulette. And I'm going to show you all of this that we did in here, but it is going to be with even listeners on these buttons and so on. So if I'm going to make this, I'm going to put this also in the link in the description. But for this tutorial, this is all. And as I showed you with this number, if you are going to have, for example, in here number 3, this way you can determine whether the number is divisible by number 3, and you can maybe make some games for the children. I don't know. But yeah, this is it. This is all. Thank you very much for your time. And yeah, maybe I will see you in some other tutorials. Thank you. Goodbye.